Hello friend, this is Ryan Hicks of TalkToProfit.com, and for this Reseller Friday I want to talk to you about how resellers are wasting money in their business. This becomes even more prevalent as the business starts gaining a little bit of success. There's so many things that people do, and this is not just resell, this is all business, but resellers seem to be very affected by this, and it is the waste of money, the almost like if they get any money in, they gotta go spend it. Whether it's inventory or getting a new printer or something. There's something they need to buy, supposedly, they think. And the problem with money like that, using money like that, is that it will destroy your industriousness. It destroys your frugality. And you may say, well, what does that matter in reselling? It matters a lot because you're trying to make a profit. You're not reselling for fun. There may be some fun parts of it, but it's not a hobby, it's a business. If it's a hobby, you wouldn't be watching this video because you'd be off on the channels where people are goofing around and buying $1 items and selling them for $5, and they don't even care about really making any money. You want to make money, you want to be a success, and this applies to all business, but you have to be careful to ensure that you keep your foot on the accelerator. You don't shrink back because you start getting some sales and you start doing a little bit better and you start taking a break, or you start hiring people to do your work for you, not because you're going to double up the effort, but because you're going to shrink back and stop doing as much. These are common things that people take up to waste their money, have it put toward things that is not going to help their business in the long term. You need to be, every day when you wake up, to approach it as if we have nothing. How are we going to make it today? Now, this is not a negative mentality. Don't misunderstand. It's just start each day with a clean slate. Not what happened in the past, not what you think and you project sales will be in the future. Today, run it like a real business where you're hustling, you're hitting the ground running to get your sales, to get your customers, to provide the best product for your customers. If you have a room of your house filled with inventory that's not listed, you don't need to go to the thrift store and source more inventory. That's a waste of your money. And if that room full of inventory, what people call a death pile, is stuff you're never going to list, then just go load it up in your car or truck and donate it to the thrift store and get rid of it. Get it out of your way, clear your mind of that nonsense, and then go out and source and buy new stuff that will provide great value for your customers, will be a good low price for you, and you can make good profit on. But for most people, they just need to list their quote-unquote death piles. Stop piling stuff up and not listing it. Stop making excuses. Stop being inconsistent. When you waste money buying more inventory, I've known many people, I've bought their businesses from them, where they literally buy so much inventory and their sales aren't keeping up with the inventory purchases. They're literally buying inventory on credit cards that they're not even listing. They're listing some things here and there, but the bulk of the inventory, the new inventory they're getting, is going in piles and not getting listed. And I've had to buy their businesses from them, buy all their inventory out for pennies in the dollar because they ran themselves out of business. This has happened numerous times. It is a common thing in the reseller community. It's why so many people fall away and stop reselling. Well, you know, it's so hard. There's so much competition. So? There's so much competition and there's so much inventory. There's an endless supply of inventory for low cost that you can get and do very well. But if you're just hoarding up a bunch of inventory in your house or your storage unit or your warehouse or whatever and not listing it, it doesn't matter what the competition is. It doesn't matter how good you are. It doesn't even matter how good your products are. If they're not listed, they're as good as useless. I don't care if you have $100,000 worth of inventory that's sitting around not listed. It's $0 worth of inventory until it's listed. You can't sell that inventory for $100,000. You can get pennies in the dollar for it, if anything. Most people don't want to buy excess inventory from resellers who are failing in their business, because most of the excess inventory is not even very good in the first place. So be very careful that you're not wasting money, because your sales are improving a little bit. So you go out and buy more stuff, but you're not keeping up the listing habit with the sales. You're selling 5 a day, but you're listing 2 a day. You're going to be in a net negative store eventually. But imagine a scenario where many people are at. They're selling 5 a day. They're listing 2 a day, but they're buying 20 a day. They're hoarding up a bunch of stuff. So it doesn't matter how many sales they get, because they keep buying so much, they're literally going to be losing money each and every day. And this happens to so many people. Now, other things that people do with their money that is very unwise in the reselling business is they start buying a bunch of equipment. Well, I need the latest printer here. I need an air pack machine. I need this and that. And all this stuff that could be good and nice and useful, but it's a wasted expense that their business really doesn't need. I've sold hundreds of thousands of items, and I still get people bring me free boxes. And I use them for certain things. Not everything. Some things need to go in a brand new fresh box, but I'll reuse the box. I don't care. Now, I'm not going to waste my time to do that, but I literally have people bring them to me and give them to me. And so why wouldn't I use them? Now, you may say that's cheap, but it's being frugal, and it's being wise, and it's not wasting these boxes that people just go and throw away and they go to a landfill somewhere. Is getting reused and going and being actually useful, and it's saving money. I save hundreds of dollars a month off reused boxes, recycling boxes. Oh, people want to go out and they want to buy boxes. Now, I buy new boxes, of course, as well, but I save a lot of money off the ones that I reuse. I'm not telling you to be cheap. I'm not telling you to be stingy and not invest money in your business, because you should. But there's so many things that people waste money on, and the goal should be, what many people don't seem to focus on or even realize or think about, should be to make a profit. Listen, if you can make a few $100s extra reusing boxes, why wouldn't you do it? You say, oh, it's only a few $100s. Yeah. That would pay for a day worth of employee working for you, actually adding value to the company. Not an employee to work in your place so you could do nothing all day, but somebody actually comes in and does something, and you keep doing what you're doing, so your effort is getting doubled essentially. Which of course will lead to you getting more sales, which will mean you'll get more profits, which is the end goal of the business. Yes, you want to provide the customer the best product, the best experience. You want to ship it to them quickly. You want to give them a great price. These are all things that are true. But in the end, the goal is to make profit. This is not a hobby. This is not a charity. This is not some goofy game you're playing. It's a business you're running to make money. And wasting money, even if it's business expenses and needless things and extra inventory you don't need, is not wise for the business, and it does not add to you making more profit. If you can prove that new printer you're going to buy is going to make you more profit, great, get it. But if you're just trying to get the new fad thermal printer and your thermal printer works perfectly fine, why? Why would you get it? If it's faster, and so that means you can ship more items in the same amount of time, awesome, get it. Because that will save you money, which will make you more profit. That's great. But it's just, oh, everybody's talking about this printer, I don't want to be left out. Who cares what everybody's talking about? Make sure the decisions you're making with your money in your business are going to move you a step closer to more profit. If they're taking away, if they're trying to keep up with other resellers, if they're just trying to load up more inventory in your death pile, stop. Back up and really prayerfully consider what you're doing. And always reinforce this each and every day. When you start your day, it's a fresh start. What am I going to do today? How can I use the least amount of money today in my business and make the most amount of profit? That's a simple question. It should be an obvious question, but most people are not asking themselves this. They get too caught up in the minutia of printing labels and packing up stuff and listing items. They're not even thinking about, am I making a profit today? Are the decisions I'm making leading me closer to profit? Am I buying useless inventory that nobody's going to buy? Just to buy something? Am I listing more items in a day just to list, and they're items that people aren't going to buy? They're not very desirable. Am I buying more inventory that's just going to get put in a corner somewhere and not listed? Really ask yourself each and every day, am I making more profit today? Are the things I'm going to do today and am doing today leading me closer to making more profit? And with that mindset, you'll start to create and develop plans and be more industrious in your business, waste way less money, and see more profits come in as a result. So my friend, I pray this is a blessing for you. May God bless you richly.